All right. Thanks a lot for Zoom charts. Pretty cool insights. My name is Karlis. I work for FullContact, and I wanted to continue the theme about company values and such. FullContact is an international startup. We are based in Denver, Colorado, and Riga. And today I wanted to talk about our company, our values, how it helps us survive and thrive in the transatlantic struggle that we have, and also how we continue to improve ourselves and build great products no matter where in the world we are. And firstly, so FullContact is solving the world's information problem, the contact information problem. So I highly doubt that there's a single person in this audience who has perfectly organized address book in their phone, and unless you're a FullContact customer, of course. But so you always have those duplicate contacts, that one guy without a picture, or those contacts you had in your Android phone but don't have in your iPhone because it's messy to set it all up. And we are providing great tools to unify all your contacts, to clean them up, to enrich them. And we have solutions for both consumers and enterprises. We have address book apps for iOS and the web. We also have business card scanning tools. And we also provide social and contact data APIs for other startups and enterprises to use. So you might build your app on top of our solutions. And as a matter of fact, most likely you are using some service already that makes use of our rich data. Currently, we have raised $19 million from some of the world's best investors, including Techstars and Foundry Group. Yeah, but my story starts a bit before FullContact. A couple of years ago, I joined a startup called Kobook. We were a TechHub-based startup. We were making awesome address books for Mac and iOS. And we were acquired by this Denver company, FullContact, a little bit more than a year ago. And now we have joined forces to solve the contact problem once and for all. Our last release as a Kobook, the last new product release, was in December of 2012, and it was Kobook for iOS. And it was built by a bunch of nerds in the old TechHub. It was just 6 guys building things. And the speed was really high. Everyone knew everything. Pretty much we could share tasks across the team. And we released it pretty fast since we started building it. The most recent release as FullContact for us was FullContact for iOS, which builds on top of the awesome interface that Kobook had, but integrates with services that FullContact provides. It took us a bit of time to do this, and there's a reason for that, because now it's not just a bunch of nerds in Riga that are still working on the products, but there's also a lot of people in Denver behind this. So now we are a truly global team that works on these products. And we had a pretty interesting switch from being just 6 guys in the darkest corner of the old TechHub to being more than 50 people spread across 2 continents. And we are still somehow pushing out new products and new features to things. And we did this by creating and following our own company values that I wanted to share with you tonight. Maybe you will have some useful takeaways, even if you don't have your startup, even if you're maybe planning about doing this. And this might be really useful, all the insights that we had and struggles as well. The first thing, as Zoom charts mentioned, the first most important value that a company and the most important quality for FullContact is that we're a team. And we're a global team solving a global problem. So if we're not a team, we cannot act as a team. Bonus points for knowing this story. And we are fixing a global issue because people in India have messed up contacts the same as people in Riga do. So we have a global team working on global problems. And it might be people from Denver coming and freezing to death in Riga while working, or us going to Denver and working. We are not bound to a single place. We travel and work where we are needed to be to have the maximum teamwork done on site. The next thing that we have is respect every person. And this goes well with the teamwork, that if you don't respect people in your team, it's just not going to work. And we are not really respecting victim or rockstar behavior. Also, contrary to some other startups, we are saying big no to a-hole behavior. We are just not respecting that. People should be respectful and working as a team together. And as a team, we can develop new things and motivate ourselves and evolve as fast as we trust each other. So if there's no trust, we cannot build things. And it only makes sense because if you were not trusting the person on the other side of the world building your product while you are asleep, we couldn't make anything out of it, really. And Next thing, with trust and respect, we have candid communication. And for us, communication in general was the trickiest one to start with and to get it right. We're still learning. We still have our struggles. But this is like the main communication channels we have right now for us. We have Slack and Google Hangouts for voice and like textual chat, and GitHub's 7geese and Pivotal Tracker for sharing documents, organizational objectives, and talking about code and like features and bugs. And we chose Slack as our main chat client more than a year ago because it proved to be the best one, even at that early stage that it was, because it's great for everybody. It has all the great integrations engineering needs, and it also shows animated GIFs inline correctly, which is a huge boost for productivity. And for us, Google Hangouts is an everyday thing, and we spend quite a bit of time adjusting and finding out what is the best times we can make calls when people are awake in one coast and are still not asleep on the other coast. And pretty much all of us in Riga, we're not talking much, and if we're talking to somebody, it's most likely via Hangout to some chatty person. Other than that, one of our core values is that we never stop improving. And by never stop improving, I mean that employees grow and should grow along with the company, no matter how high you are up the ranks. And FullContact invests quite heavily in employee development and improvements. So whether it's attending conferences or onboarding people or sponsoring the local startup scenes, it's really important for employees to develop and improve. And sometimes the best way to improve yourself is just to completely switch off of everything. And FullContact developed this vacation policy, which is called paid vacation, which means that once a year, when your vacation time comes around, company trusts you and gives you a little bit of extra money on top, that you will completely switch off your work email and will go somewhere and do your vacation things and not worry about whatever happens in work. And this really has yielded really good results for us, because when people come back after their time off, they have fresh insights, they have new ideas to do, and it's been really useful for us. And next value we have is being customer focused. If communication was challenging, and still is, being a customer focused company is easier once you get global, because now you have more coverage and more places that you can help out your customers. And currently we have customer success representatives on both coasts, so it means that if you have a problem, you'll get prompt response and your troubles will be resolved quickly. And also a really useful policy we started was that all non-customer success reps get to answer emails, answer customer inquiries once every now and then, and it gives really good perspective on product and what your client thinks about you. And it's before, when company is small and there are no dedicated people working with customers, you know everything. But once you have that one person who gets all the hate mail, it's kind of tricky, and it's really useful to sometimes see what is the reality. And the last thing we have is that we always keep shipping. The last year was a bit of a warm-up year for us, but now we started releasing new products, and in 2015 is going to be pretty exciting for us. So currently we have, as I mentioned, we have address book apps. We also have recently launched a plugin for Gmail in Google Chrome that gives you business insights and enriched contact data about contacts and companies. So if your work is email heavy or you need business intelligence fast, you should totally check out our Gmail plugin. It's like a thing called Reportive way back, but way better. And you can do that from the comfort of your Chrome browser. You don't need to install any other apps or buy an iPhone. We also have our APIs, as I mentioned, and we are launching our company API soon. So if you're building an app that needs intelligence on companies, that will be really useful for you. And eventually, our plan is to get FullContact on every platform, everywhere, because no one deserves really to have messed up contacts without pictures and last names, and everyone deserves to have full contacts in their address books. And this wouldn't be a startup presentation really without hiring slide. And we have positions open right now in Riga for all engineering parts. So it's mobile, native, and JVM-based backend systems. So if you like challenging problems, if you are really passionate about doing things you love, then come talk to me later. And yeah, thanks a lot. That was FullContact on what we do, what we believe in. And yeah, hope you enjoy our products. Thanks.
Any questions to Karlis? Yeah.
Thanks. Hi. Yeah, I was interested in the transatlantic communication question.
Yeah.
And if there were 6 of you here in Riga and then perhaps 40-something of them already in Denver, so that's a small team going into a much bigger team. So how much FaceTime together or visits together or offsites together did it take before that integration started to come together?
You mean like for new employees or
No,
in general?
for you. So for you here to then go to there and become one team rather than a small team going to a big team.
We were acquired on late 2013, so we've been traveling back and forth, like our team going there for a couple of times, people from Denver coming over, more because we were like all engineers, so it was just engineering onboarding and getting used to and pretty much seeing what everyone's doing. So it was easier for us. We didn't have any dedicated like customer support people or marketing people to onboard, so it was just for engineering. It was pretty straightforward for us.
Okay, anyone else? Questions?
So you mentioned how you got started in the TechHub Riga. Maybe you can talk about, did you get any investment or was it self-funded or how were you, kind of...
Yeah, the investment in Cobook was from Hack Forward, from the German investors, and that was our only investment back then. And yeah, pretty much the next thing after investment came the acquisition for us.
Thanks. So yeah, my question is a bit technical. So you're collecting a huge contacts database, getting data from various sources. So how do you handle privacy, and is it an issue? And yeah, your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so we have, as I mentioned, we have our like APIs that you can use, and those are strictly just public data. It's if you put in your like phone number somewhere, it won't pop up in someone else's address book. So our APIs are just public data only, and there's a strict divide between what is in your private address books.
One more question.
One question. If there was another possibility for you today to answer the question again, if you wanted to get acquired or no, and if you had a chance to change your mind today, would it be still the same answer?
I wasn't the person making that call, and I'm a tech nerd, and I'm all for exciting challenges and building new things. So yeah, it was a pretty obvious question for me, as yeah.
Okay. Are there any other questions? 1, 2 more? Okay, I'll give you first.
So as I see, you don't have Android application so far.
Pardon?
Application for Google Android.
It is in the works.
So when can we wait for it?
Oh, well, there's a handy Twitter link on the slide right now. I think that's the fastest way to know when. Or you can subscribe to our mailing list. Yeah, but it's coming, so.
You're building up your network. Nice.
I have to ask this one. Why Denver? I mean, what's so cool about being like based out of Denver? Obviously, except of Colorado being like liberal on weed, right?
Well, there's mountains, and telling that highest mountain in Latvia is just regular walk down the street in Denver. It's it gives different perspective on things. So.
Okay, I guess we run out of the time for questions. So big round of applause to Karlis. Thank you.
Thanks.